play a song here. It's all in a day that things can't breathe here. On the surface there's life, but underwater the memory's much fonder when you're here. From a place where my life was in a line. And I know that I've been here longer than I choose. If I knew that my time was in a locker, and what I meant to put inside there was something new. Now it's locked and held safe from my eyes, but there's still enough time to let this go, to let like the light from my glow that could take me from here till I die. But there's not enough time to act like that, 'cause it's not in the game to be allowed to understand it's your life. And there's nobody here that'll teach you how to swim. You leave all your coins in one pocket, and you won't even know it till it becomes clear. Then you'll swim back and let them hold you tight. There's still enough time to let this go, to let the light from my glow that could take me from here till I die. And there's not enough time to act like that, 'cause it's not in the game to be allowed to understand it's your own mind.
Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show, and what an honor it is to be here on Instagram. I'm still just sort of embedding myself within it, but cosmically connected to an amazing musician and actually somebody who was born in the old Pueblo. What an honor. Casey Golden, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Thanks for having me.
Can you talk a little bit about, has COVID, how it's kind of shaped your musical zeitgeist in this time? I mean, have things changed? Have you just taken advantage of the opportunity, or have there been genuine ups and downs?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough time. I think it definitely has its ups and downs. It's a really contemplative time for me. It's a contemplative time for me. I've been thinking a lot about my place in the world, and a lot about what's going on in our society, and a lot of the problems that we face, and how I can be a part of that. and the appropriate ways to do that. So I think a lot about that stuff, and then music is an amazing way to connect with. I mean, I think the biggest part about dealing with these internal conflicts is following what the heart says and not as much what the intellectual brain says. And I think using music is the best way to tap into that.
Let's talk about that. I mean, when you play a song like you just did, are you able to access the spirit mind right away, or does it take normally? How long does it take you to get into a yogic state playing music?
Probably like 30 seconds.
So okay, so
Takes a second.
yeah, and you're looking at it because we talked about this on the radio, but it's not really our place to go out and preach to people that are being discriminated against.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you have the ability to, or are you writing songs now that speak to the heart, your heart, and what you feel should be the direction of our society?
Yeah, I think it's, well, I mean, I don't want to preach to anybody, you know. I think it's
Nobody preaches.
Yeah, I think it's everybody to respect everybody's mind and what they're, if people feel like they are they have something to say, or if their voice isn't being heard, then that's incredibly important to listen to other people. I don't necessarily think I'm not of the population whose voice is necessarily unheard, and I don't feel like I'm part of that vulnerable population, talking about people of color in the Black community and migrants and things like that. I think so. I definitely feel like privileged, and I would want to recognize that. So, and I think the problem here really isn't. It really is a white problem. So I think as a white person, I want to explore that. Why are we having this problem? You know, and I think music is a great way to tap into that. Again, it's the heart. It's not the intellectual. It can be as well. You know, there's both, but I don't know.
I mean, not to equate the two, but I mean, how are you also trying to have
Should
the
I look
voice?
into the camera or at you?
You're doing great. No, I mean, how do you musicians in some ways have been stifled too? I mean, anybody can make music in their studio, but the question is, and you're not necessarily discriminated against, but how do you believe in this world as a creative artist that you are best apt to be able to get your voice out to the world to be heard? I mean, aside from doing Instagram with Jake Feinberg, but I mean, the songs resonate, but the fact is, we talked last time, there's no intellectual copyright, real intellectual property compensation right now. It's very hard. The days of being in solitude and writing, great song concept albums, you can do it, but you don't have any major backing. So how much of your life force is invested in driving out the need to be heard, and also, that it gives you peace and that it can be your livelihood?
I mean, yeah, I think it's just a constant battle. Like this is the new normal. It should have been the normal. It's going to be crucial to trying to change the way things are structured right now, the way that the systems of power are structured. As far as how I can do that, it's really difficult. It's something I'm trying to figure out. It's hard when we live in a world where things like art and working class labor and things like that aren't really seen by capitalism.
That was and this is the thing. You go back 70 years, 60 years, we were an industrial economy. We weren't a technology or information economy.
Yeah.
So a welder, union job, blue collar, they were making the similar equivalent salary to lawyers and doctors. But now that the economy's changed and they've broken up unions, those jobs, which used to be able to provide for a middle class lifestyle, are gone. You know, and I just wonder, as far as your band is concerned, or the bands that you're in, what have you found to be the greatest qualities of leadership? I mean, you're a pretty selfless cat. You talked to me about that European tour you were on and how things broke down. But a lot of leadership in today's world, because of the lack of opportunities and tributaries and people feel the pressure to get out there and say, look at me, look at me, look at me. They feel they don't, when they're going to next have that opportunity. My version of leadership is big ears and listening and trying to play off of each other, whether it's in broadcasting, tennis, music, whatever. But on the bandstand, what are the most important qualities of leadership for Casey Golden?
I just think it's showing gratitude.
And how does that look?
I just think you need to see people as human beings, but also to be able to notice where there's injustice and to try to. I just think it's a constant game of being mindful, just taking each new situation for what it is, and trying to be able to see things but while also we take our histories with us in our lives and our
your story
and your story as well. But it's about trying to not just go along with things just because that's the way it is, to try to work against systems of power and try to question it. It's a difficult question, as an artist. How really do you do that? I think it's keep making genuine work and trying to be mindful.
It's a dear friend of ours' birthday, Austin McCutcheon. How did you wind up stumbling into Liberty or the Lone Palm Studio area? Because I've been there. I was there with Horn in the studio hanging, but those cats are salt of the earth cats. So was it a cosmic? Was it serendipity? How did that work?
Yeah, there's so many coincident things that happen like that.
There are no serendipity reigns supreme.
Yeah, I didn't know those guys before. I just got my friend and band member Connor Gallagher just sent me an Instagram
Catfish, baby.
post one day, and I was like, this looks cool. I was thinking about moving out of Tucson at the time, and it just looked like a good move, a good change. And then I ended up having all kinds of mutual friends with Austin. And
what was would you guys just have jams in the house all the time? I mean, that's the way that place felt. Like, it was just very open and...
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played it. I came up on stage and sang with Austin pretty soon after I moved there. We sang a bird song, and that was cool. It's just a cool...
Those cats are the coolest. I mean, it's very frustrating for me now after several months to be. I'm humble because I'm safe, but I am sort of waiting to get back on the road, and I can't imagine what it's like for road dogs that are just, can't get anything out of their system.
Yeah.
Can you, before we wrap, do you want to sing a Birds tune, or you want to sing a tune for the?
I don't know. I don't remember how to play it.
Well, you want to finish with an original?
Sure.
Casey Golden, baby, such an honor.
Trip from my mind. I know I've been hanging around here. There's a lot should take another trip from my mind. I could feel like I've been around all my life, 'cause I felt it in my mind that I could be like somebody else, just with a little time. Let me conceal the way that I'm feeling. It's all of my time, and I'll spend it. I'll spend it on a trip for my mind. I'll leave for real, and I'll leave without healing. Those things that I've said, well, forget them. And I'll take this little trip for my heart. I could feel just like I've been around, and I like the sound of it so far from my mind that I could be like somebody else, be just like I hadn't felt enough to try. With a little time, I could be alright, and I'd be just fine, 'cause I felt it in my mind, felt it in my mind, I could be alright.
Everybody stay safe out there. Casey Golden, what an honor, man. Keep kicking ass, man, and much love to you. It's the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.